Me and my friends, we get
Get church up. We get church up. We get church up. Me and my friends. We get church up. We get church up. We get. We get.
we get.
We get.
Oh, this is
Hi everyone. Happy Sunday.
my gleekles.
We're back.
It's Sunday for you guys. Like, whoa! Like, what a week!
Like, wow, it's like, and the week's not even over for us.
And
Like,
guess what
wow.
today is? Guess what? Supposedly today is
Huh?
Father's Day.
Supposedly.
Allegedly.
We did have this idea for a podcast that we were gonna do, and we were gonna interview our fathers, but I had a falling out with my father. As you guys will know, we fall out maybe twice a week, so stay tuned for that. But so that's no longer. So today we thought that we talk about men, money, and Max and Ruby.
Right. The big three
Okay.
M's.
Big three M's. Two of them, that looks like a gang sign.
Right.
But two of them give me a deep-seated headache. One of them brings me pure joy and happiness. So,
Honestly, all three give me a headache. So
because you're a Max and Ruby hater.
I'm a Max and Ruby hater, and I stand.
Actually, you're a Max hater. You're not a Ruby hater. You're a
No,
Max
I'm a
hater.
Ruby apologist. I'm a Ruby apologist. I'm a Ruby Pie apologist.
That makes me so fucking sick to my stomach. Like,
Like, we could not be more different. We could not be more different, bro.
uh-uh, uh-uh.
So, well, let's start. Let's talk about what do we start with? Money?
Let's start with money.
Miss
So,
Jackson.
like, it's just like, wow, because I was scrolling on my phone today and I got excited at looking at a deal that said $12 for a burger and fries. Then I started thinking, why are you getting happy? Why are
For
you jumping up and down?
$12?
$12? 12? Back in my day, oh brother, back in my day,
Yeah.
I used to be able to get a burger and fry and a drink from McDonald's for $5.
Remember when $5 footlong actually meant something?
Because mind you, now there is $5 footlongs, but it's a prefixed sub that you can't change
You
anything
can't
about it.
change it. And mind you, it's not $5, it's like $10 because they add $5 for tax. That's the
Right.
thing. They'll tell us things are $5, like the McChick is $5 or something like that. First of all, McChicken shouldn't be more than 89 cents.
Yeah.
Let's start there. A McChick should not be more than 89 cents. That shit is whack.
It's not real chicken.
Not real chicken.
It's bacon.
A McFish shouldn't be more than $1 too. Like it's getting out of hand, people. It gets to a point, you know?
It gets to a point because it's like, what do you mean if I have $20 in my pocket, I'm barely going to be able to pay for my meal at McDonald's? What do you mean by that? Same thing at Taco Bell. I
Taco
don't
Bell
know
used to
about
be the
the
shit.
you used to be able to go to Taco Bell with $2 and a dream and get you a platter.
We
Okay? A
used to go to
platter.
Taco Bell. What do? We had like $10 amongst us, four niggas in one SUV, and we
Yeah.
would be able to split a whole family size meal. An El
And
Pollo.
we'd all get an individual Baja Blast.
Exactly. Remember when they used to have? Do they still have?
The happy hour.
Yeah. Do they still have that?
They still have it, but
But I'm not happy.
it's much more of a sad hour. It is a happy hour because I
He's
am paying
smiling. He's
more than I
happy.
ever would imagine paying for a slushie.
Yeah.
It's just really upset. And then don't get me started. Okay, because it seemed like it seemed like out of the generosity of your guys' hearts that
Hmm.
once the food prices went up, you would start wanting to give us more sauces for free. But instead, we're being met with a nasty attitude when I ask for more than one sauce.
Do you remember when we went to Chick-fil-A and that bitch had a nasty attitude? Yes, the Chick-fil-A on Beep Boulevard.
Hmm.
That bitch had a nasty attitude because you asked for like a barbecue sauce or something. Like, bitch, is it your
When I
barbecue?
go to Chick-fil-A, here's what I get. I get the chicken sandwich and the fries.
Right.
So Chick-fil-A, let's be real, and a lot of y'all are gonna get your feelings hurt, but it's the truth.
Mhm.
Chick-fil-A is nothing without the sauce.
Chick-fil-A is nothing without a sauce.
Nothing without the sauce. I don't care if you get the Polynesian, the classic Chick-fil-A, zesty buff. It's nothing without the sauce.
Right.
And so I need sauces for my sandwich and my fry. My
Mhm.
sandwich and my fry, not
Sandwich and my
and
fries.
the fry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I need different dipping sauces for different items.
Yeah.
And I've never had a first of all, when did the bitches at Chick-fil-A start getting a nasty attitude?
What happened to my pleasure?
Happened to have a blessed day? What happened to that?
We used to
So
be country.
we used to be a proper country. And so I'm like, yes, can I get three buffalo and three barbecue?
Mhm.
She had a nasty fucking attitude. I'm like,
I thought this was a classy party.
whoa.
Mhm.
As if paying $15 for a chicken sandwich and a fry and a mediocre sweet tea wasn't enough. Now you're giving me attitude?
But she's acting like the barbecue sauce or whatever the sauce was came out of her paycheck.
Are you back there churning the butter for the sauce?
Like, are you the one on the line if you give out too much sauce? Like, is your head gonna
Are
get
you
chopped off?
like, are you like, is the guillotine in the back? Like, let me know.
Let me
Because
know if you're gonna get signed up for the pillory. Like, let me know.
like, let me know. And I won't ask for those sauces.
Right.
But as far as I know, those sauces are so mass produced, it barely cost a penny to make those sauces. So don't have a nasty attitude when I ask for extra. First of all, your chicken is dry. If your
Right.
chicken wasn't dry, then I wouldn't have to ask for more sauces. Now, McDonald's has been on that type of shit. And let me tell you something about Taco Bell. Taco Bell, count your fucking days. Every single
Really?
time I Taco Bell, listen to me. Listen to me. I never have a problem when I go through the drive-through because I always say, "Can I have hella hot sauce?" And I
Right.
do say hella hot sauce
Right.
because I mean what I say and I say what I mean.
Yeah.
And they're fine, they'll throw it in the bag, whatever. Sometimes to people, hella means like four sauces. To others, it means a big ass
They
handful.
do the handful, I thought.
Most of them do because they don't, because it's like it's a hot sauce packet, bitch. What are you gonna do about it? You gonna come fight me?
Yeah.
But you order on DoorDash, you have to go manually click the sauces, and they only let you put 10 sauces. Doesn't matter how much food you got. 10 sauce. I use 10 sauces for one bean burrito.
Hey, that's crazy. I did not know that you did that on like they did that on DoorDash. They
And
used
they'd
to
be
have like that.
forgetting to put it in
What
all
is
the
that
time.
thing? Like the thing, the joystick where the kids get the little toy. They used to
Right.
use that thing for the sauce. You could get the sauce.
Just grab it.
You'd be able to
It's
get the sauce, but now you can't get the sauce.
you can't get the sauce. And if you can't get the sauce, what's the point of getting the
Taco
food
Bell
if you
is
can't get
not
the
no
sauce?
no fast food is anything without a sauce. None.
People that eat Taco Bell without hot sauce, I'm like,
Oh, that's me. I don't eat hot sauce. I don't like the taste. There's a lot of things that I don't like, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Well, meal. Let's talk about meals, and then we'll get to men. I just have to like save my breath a little bit because that's going to be my segment. Because this week,
it's been a week.
it's been a
But
week.
that's why we're easing into it. We're starting with, the softer ends, and then we're gonna get into the harsher ones that maybe like make us a little afraid and scared to be here.
But to circle it back, yes, everything is expensive now, but
Yeah.
people's wages are the same. I'm just like, how do you expect me to live? Like, I'm sorry. One thing about me, I will be spending money on the things that I want to do. It's not just about need. I'm not one of those bitches that's like, let me just save all my coin. Like that. No, if I need to go get me like a damn like smoothie, or if I need to go get me like a damn like to get my nails done so I could feel better about myself, that's what I'm gonna do. And that's a necessity in my opinion. If I didn't do that, I would kill somebody.
What was that?
I just feel
Like I just feel like I'm and it should be like that. Like people should be able to be comfortable enough to do the things that they need to do for their mental health. Like I need this for my mental health. Like I need this, guys.
like I agree. I feel like we're both in a very privileged place, obviously,
Yes,
because we
of
both
course.
live at home.
Yes.
And so we're able to kind of stack our bread. But there's never been a bone in my body where if I wanted something, I'm like, oh, I can't have it because I'm saving. No, what I'm gonna do is go to the ends of the earth to get what I want.
Right.
So if I don't have money to go buy a smoothie, what are we gonna do?
Right.
We're gonna go through the coins in the couches. We're gonna go through our pockets. We're
Right.
gonna get those coins and we're gonna go get a smoothie because I'm not going to deny myself that
I'm not
happiness.
going to deny myself happiness. That's basically what we're saying. Like, I mean, one thing about me, I'm going to grind, but I'm grinding so I know that I can do things that I want to do that are going to bring me pleasure. I'm not just grinding to for the grind of it all. You know what I
I
mean? And
really
when I say
respect
I'm
people that
grind,
do that.
I'm not a grinder of like, I got to get up at 5. Well, I got to get up at 5 a.m. I get up at like 7, but that's not for grind purposes. It's just to like mental health, you know? I'm not like grind like, oh, I need to get up at 5 a.m. and have 16 jobs and I'm not doing all that. I need
And
to be
I really respect y'all that do that, and some of y'all have to do that, and I commend y'all
I
for that.
commend that. I commend that.
It's really respectable, but I, like I said, am in a privileged place where I don't necessarily have to do that. Like, when I think of like, oh, I'm saving up to eat out, I'm saving up to eat out, I'm going to Ruth Chris.
Right.
I'm going to Ruth Chris. Now, saving up to eat out, I'm going to the McDonald's. I have
Right.
to save up to go to McDonald's.
That's crazy. It's a crazy world we live in. Money, but again, also and this is just my opinion, it's probably coming from a privileged place, but money will come and go. Money will come and go, but experience will never, like, experience is once in a lifetime. And that's just been my mindset. Like, I will always find a way to make money. You can always find a way to make money. I mean, yes, yes, but like,
Okay.
but the experience of like having something that brings you joy or doing something that you never tried before, you know what I mean? That's very valuable to me. To me. Like, don't shoot
Yeah.
me, like don't shoot the messenger. Like this is just like my take, my vibe. But
Yeah.
I don't
For
know.
me, it's like I just enjoy having money in my pocket to do what like every time I like start to budget, I'll budget the normal things, but then I also budget a part where it's like, oh, I'm spending this for myself.
Yeah.
Whether that's going out to eat, buying myself a trinket, thrifting,
Mhm.
there's gonna be because that's what makes me happy. Yeah, the money thing, I mean, we already know the state. I mean, the state of the world. I feel like it'd be remiss not to bring this up, but the
Oh,
state of the world is in a really fucked up place right now. And anyone who watches this podcast,
I
they
feel
know
like
where
we
we
know
stand.
what we're talking about, and we're not going to not allude. Obviously, there's a lot going on with like ICE and like deportation, and especially because we live in California, and I feel like, like this is, I don't know. I just feel like we can't not say like what, even though we don't have 1,000 fucking people, it doesn't matter. Like it's the right thing to do. Uh,
Mhm.
Everything that's going on in fucking California right now with these fucking National Guard. Fuck you, National Guard. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Like, fuck you, bitch. Like, fuck you, bitch. Like, this is just, it's so infuriating that we are wasting so much money on harming people and harming citizens, whether they are here undocumented or not, bitch. They're helping this economy. They have been here. They be doing the work. And we're
This
spending
world is quite literally built off the backs of brown people.
exactly.
So,
And we're spending all of this money and all of this effort to hurt people and hurt protesters and kidnap people. This is
kidnap, Jeffrey Dahmer type shit, that's what y'all are on.
I just feel like this is the worst timeline.
It's bad.
It's
It's really
bad.
fucking bad. It's horrible. I don't know how anyone can just sit there and just be like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, that's just the way of the world. That's not the fucking way of the, are you crazy?
Well, you know who it is that does that? It's just like it's so
But you
jarring.
know what? I have something to say. We know people, and you know exactly who I'm talking about, that will not post a single damn thing because it doesn't match their fucking aesthetic, or it messes up their algorithm,
Right.
or it messes up this, or that, or this, or that, or the third.
But if
Bitch,
it messes
fuck
up your
you.
algorithm, you didn't care to begin with. So you know what? Stay out of it, bitch. You be dumb, you be stupid. I don't like you. We're not friends. That's just it. That's how I feel about that. I think there's too much going on for me to be critical of anybody right now. We need to just be focusing our attention on how we can help the people who need help right now, how we can support protesters, how we can get them aid, how we can get people legal aid, because people are being detained for no reason, taken out of graduations,
Snatched out of their homes,
out of
snatched out
their
of
homes, off the
doors.
freeway. Like, people are going missing. Like, this is not a joke. So fuck what you got posting. Like, I'm happy that people are posting, as am I. I will always post. You can follow our Instagrams to see different, like, we will post the locations that we see these people at, period. We will be at those protests, or we will support these people. That's what we need to be focusing on. Fuck these other niggas. You know what I mean? And the people that are like, oh, can we say something? Can I say something? Can I say something? I feel like the people, and let me just bring it back to my community. I understand that, Black Lives Matter, and also what happened with what's going on with Palestine, because that's not over, is also a very important, urgent thing happening as well. But we can't be like, well, y'all didn't post for this, so why should I post for that? Two rights don't make a wrong. It's urgent. We need to talk about it. It doesn't matter if if one person only talked about this. Like, what they got going on don't matter. You need to focus on you. You need to focus on how you can help people, and stop being like, oh, well, y'all didn't post. Because I've been seeing a lot of that bullshit. And I get it. No, actually, I don't get it. I don't. Because I'm just like, this is what's happening right now. And like, two rights or two wrongs don't make a right. Like, you can't say stuff like that.
Everything's happening right now. So we can still be, two things can be true at once. You can
Right.
still be supporting what's going on and helping with Palestine and all of those things, and still be very much concerned about what's happening with ICE, and
Yes.
still be very much concerned about what's happening with Black Lives Matter, and still be, like,
Like, you can still, like,
everything
it
can
can all
be,
be true.
everything is true, everything is happening in real fucking time.
Yeah.
And that's the scariest part, is that everything is happening all at once. It's all shattering. It's been happening for years, but now that we have the social media that we have, we're able to see it a little more loud and clear, and everything is happening all at once. And I think it's the most important time to really get down to the core issue of it. And each
Which
of
is white
these issues
supremacy, nigga.
is a
White
core.
supremacy. We're all fighting the same battle. I'm so sorry to cut you off. But the overarching umbrella, if you want to really compare, let's take a step back. What's the real problem? White supremacy. So, you know what? You talking about, oh, y'all didn't post for this, y'all didn't post for that. Take a step back and really ask yourself what you're fighting for. What are you fighting against? Who is oppressing you? Really take a step back, because if you really think about it, comparing what you and da 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 posted is not doing shit. You're not actually fighting for the fight that you're talking about right now, that you're comparing this other issue to.
And also just nitpicking other people's posts as well. There's a lot of information going out at once right now. Um, and from like past experience when I was protesting for Black Lives Matter, it does get like there's a lot of things going on, especially when you're out there and you're fucking protesting. Things
Yeah.
are happening live that you're not even knowing is going on because you're so into the protests and protecting those that are around you.
Right.
But I think the one thing that we also need to focus on is, do not be, unless the information is false. If
Right.
the information is false and unsafe information,
Right.
that's when you can go and jump on other people's things and be like, this is not true. This is the real info. If you have the real information to offer up.
Right.
But as far as going on other people's posts and being like, well, like nitpicking shit, please, please, please.
That's not helping the
Everyone is scared. Everyone is their energy is high, emotions are running high. People are trying to post things to get out there. Unless it is unsafe or untrue rhetoric that people are spreading, just
Yeah.
let people do what they're going to do, how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Unless, and I mean this full-heartedly, because false information is just as dangerous as not saying anything at all. So,
Exactly.
you know, no, like, check your resources, double check. Everybody's been posting a bunch of stuff. And so just make sure that before you post something that you know it's somewhat true or it's coming from a true resource.
Yeah.
Because there's people out there that are really out in it and looking at your post and being like, oh, perfect. This is where I can go reach out to help. These are the numbers I can call. This is da 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 da. So don't just post stuff just for the sake of posting it.
Yeah.
Really make sure that it's rooted in truth and rooted in safety. That's the most important thing because nobody gives a fuck about our safety but us.
Right.
They don't give a fuck if we live or die. So I
Yeah.
think we could talk about this for ages, and I do think that there is a conversation, more conversation to be had. We will always talk about this on the podcast.
We don't play
This
that.
is not one of those, no.
And if you feel like you can't do one thing, if you feel like you can't, you can't go out, then you can post. If you feel like you can't post, then you can donate. If you can't donate, you can support people. There's always something to do. Don't deny yourself the opportunity to help somebody else. Like, there's always something you can do. You just have to find it.
And you are important.
Yeah.
You are important in this fight. Even if you don't have a family member that may be, first of all, I shouldn't even have to say this. I feel like as a human race, we are under attack.
Right.
And so you should be caring for your neighbor, for your random person on the street like you do your family at this point in time. There's a lot of people who are like, I don't have a stake in this fight. Yes, the fuck you do.
Yeah. And
because our human rights are being taken advantage of. At the end of the day, that's what it is. And so don't think that you're posting to nobody or you're helping nobody when you donate or when you post these things or when you speak up about the issue, because you are.
And
because this is a human rights issue, babe.
Right. And the cool thing is, I mean, even if you feel like the post that you're posting isn't reaching the person, someone can repost that and that repost could go to the right person. So
you never know who's gonna see it.
Who cares? Like, who cares? Like, who cares? Like, who cares? Like, post it, bitch. Like, it's cool. Like, helps. It might help somebody. You don't know. And it's better to try than not to try at all. So that's what we wanted to say. We don't ever want to, like, not talk about what's going on in the world. Why is my foot asleep?
Like this.
It's hurting.
Oh. Well, when Amber's foot wakes up, we are going to talk about the next topic,
which is men.
How many people were scared?
So, just to say that look.
Let's cleanse the space a little bit.
Right.
Let's cleanse the space because
let's hold space for this a little bit.
We're gonna hold space for this because this is like a really dark, scary entity of a conversation is about to enter the room. So if you need to go get a glass of water or a snack or just anything,
take a break,
just
please do. Sorry, I had to put my hair up for this one because it's like really fucked up. Like my mind is fucked up. Anyways, right. I am not, as probably you could tell in the last episode, I'm not a dater. Like, I don't really like to like date. Not that I don't like to. I like to date. I just am a little bit more reserved, or I'm a big overthinker, and I think that gets in my way a lot. And so I went out on a limb, I think, and I went and tried something new, and I pushed myself to like link with this guy that I think was really cute. I think he's cute, and I have a huge crush on him. And I just thought he was like, when you make that shit up in your head, like who he's gonna be and how it's gonna be, and it's just Lulu Central. So I went out. The first time we went out, it was cool. We just like hung out, and I am a yapper, and I yap, and he's not, and it was like, not that it was awkward or anything. It was just like me asking him a lot of questions, like trying to get to know him, trying to be cool. I wasn't trying to like fuck on the first night. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't trying to do all that,
Right.
And I just liked him a lot. And I don't know. I like people really easily too. So then, time goes by and I'm like, we're texting, but he like keeps leaving me on red. And I'm like, what? Like, I just feel like, what? And then he'd leave me on red, and then he'd be like, hi, the next day. And the conversation would be like four texts back and
You'd
forth.
be like, "Hi, what are you doing?" Nothing. Okay.
You're like, what? Like he was so cool in person. Like, what the fuck? Like maybe he just doesn't fuck with me. So I unfollowed him because I'm like, okay, he's not fucking with me. Like, okay. He unfollowed me. So I get home from New York. I'm like, fuck it. Like, guess we both ain't shit. And then I'm here a week later and I get a text saying, hey, let's link tonight. Let's link tonight. That's what it was. It wasn't no hey, no, what happened to hi, hello, how are you? It
What
was
happened to that?
right. Sin. Can a girl have fun? Can a girl have fun? Like, can a girl have fun? Like, what if I just wanted to have fun? Like, I'm like, okay, I know what kind of timing you're on. Like, you're not trying to do that dating shit. Cool. Like, cool. Like, cool. Like, anyways, so whatever. He probably was on that type of timing. We kicked it. One thing led to another. Okay, like, okay. And I don't want to kiss and tell because that's honestly like disrespectful as fuck. I kissed and tell to my friends.
Right, right.
I know. But I'm not going to kiss and tell everybody's business. But I just will say, when you have relations with anybody, it doesn't matter if you're kissing, anything like that, it's opening up its vulnerability. And I suck at being vulnerable, especially if I don't know you that well. Like, it takes me a really long time to want to get to know somebody. And being vulnerable with somebody is like, you really see them. Like, you
So
really
we see
see them.
each other.
Like, I was talking to Jalen about this earlier. Like, you really see them. Like, you see that the anxiety and the mistakes and like, and to me that's humanizing because I had this image of him in my head. Oh, he's so cool, he's this. And I think like, seeing him, you know made him more human to me, and I really liked that. And I was really kind about everything. I was like, you know I was just, our interaction, like I was just kind on my end, you know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
I can understand, like, you just met me, you don't know if I'm judging you, you don't know what I'm thinking, as well as me, like I don't know what he's thinking, but I wanted to just show him like, oh, like let me be kind, and just show him like it's okay, like to be vulnerable, it's okay to be, you don't have to overthink this, like I like you, I'm here, I showed up, so obviously I like you.
Like, hello.
Okay, so anyways, one thing led to another, we did that. I feel like I saw like something, and then I left because after he's like, oh, do you want to drive, you want me to drive, I was like, no, like it's cool, like let me just go home. Then I just said like, oh, hey, like I had a great time tonight, like, you just say that to people, friends or dates or whoever, you just say that to people. And lo and behold, he left me on red again. But then 24 hours later, he liked the message. And I'm like, what kind of shit is that? Like, I will say, unfollowing him was, no, I'm not going to justify that. I followed you because I just thought you weren't on that type of timing. But then you hit me up and I was like, okay, cool. I just feel like it's a lot of like this. I'm
It's a
like, dude,
lot of
like,
mind games.
and I am so not, I cannot play mind games because guess what? I'm mentally ill. Like,
But what mind game is he trying to play?
that's what I'm saying.
It's not making any sense because for me, as Amber's friend,
Mhm.
as Amber's sister,
Right.
I look at things very black and white when it comes to her. I understand. I've been there. Whatever. Yes, I get it. But what I don't get is the leaving you on red constantly and the nonchalantness attitude
Yeah.
type shit that comes out during the texting. And I don't like that. To me, it's lazy, it's annoying, and it's rude.
Yeah.
Frankly, it's fucking rude.
Yeah.
And y'all, so I didn't even tell you this, but it just popped in my head like some type of Galileo thought or something. You were thinking like, oh, he's so vulnerable this, he's so vulnerable that. What about you?
I
You
was
were
being
also
vulnerable.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
also vulnerable in a very vulnerable place, booty butt naked with somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't give him an excuse to act the damn fool, is what I'm saying. So Amber is newer into the dating world.
Yeah.
I've been doing this shit for not that long either, but I'm just built a little bit different in the way that our minds just work in different ways when it comes to dating. Nothing wrong with the way she is, nothing wrong with the way I am. And for me, it's just become very clear what I like and what I don't like, and how I like to be treated and how I don't like to be treated. If that nigga left me on red for that long, here's what I will say. It would have worked on me. This is the thing that would have worked on me. If I really had a crush on him and really thought he was attractive and he left me on red, whatever, we had followed each other and he said, "Let's link," I probably would have linked, right?
Right.
That I'm just a lady.
Right. Like, I'm just a lady.
I'm just a lady. Like, I see you, I hear you.
Right.
But what I don't see and hear you on is the part where y'all did what you did, and then he's still leaving you on red.
I know.
And you're over here like, like you're freaking out over him leaving you on red, but it's like, okay, but the behavior hasn't changed. So what are we not, why are we still?
My thing is like, I want to see all the options. Like, I'm like, what can I do to fix this kind of person? You know, I want to see what I can do. And I'm like, the nigga's not my boyfriend. I didn't say I wanted him to be my boyfriend. I never said I wanted him to be my husband. And well, I never said any of that. I just wanted to see what was up. Like, I was excited to see he's fine shit. Like, in my shit, like, who doesn't want to find shit? Who doesn't want to hunt try to find shit? Okay? Like, but I just feel like, I don't know. It's just, there's so many thoughts, and I'm like trying to justify the way that, like, just a lot of men have treated me. I have always justified their actions and like, well, I know that they're going through this, so let me just like, I do that. And I know that I do it afterwards, and I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? And I probably, like, in 3 months, I bet
That's the hardest part.
It's like
the hardest part is during it. And I mean this with love and peace and love and glory to God. Like, I really love you. But when you're in it, you are in it, and you are very hard to talk to. You are very, very extremely hard to talk to because you've already made up your mind. You've already made up your mind that you want to help fix this person, or the reason he's doing this is because of that. And so this doesn't really matter because this fits here and that's here.
Right.
And so it's very, very difficult to interject. Is that the word? Whatever, bitch. Interject reason within the conversation that we're having. And we're similar in that way to where we've already thought out everything before a person has said it to us. So when the person says it to us, it's like the 50th time we've heard it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, fuck, I know, like, but this and that, but you already made up your mind about what this situation means. Mm-hmm. So you're in your moment right now, but I know when you come out of that moment, why did I do that? I was so stupid. And I don't think you're stupid at all, because I've been through the same thing. Every girl goes through the same fucking thing. Okay. And you're lying if you said you haven't. And if you are totally past that and that's so far away from you,
congratulations.
You know a girl that's like that. Your sister may be like that. You don't know what's going on. So have peace and have warmth in your heart for the girls that give niggas 30,000 chances. Because we know.
You know what's crazy? I have to be honest with the chat right now. I am one of those bitches that looks at my friend crazy. I'm like, oh, you let him talk to you like that? Oh, you let him do that to you? But you know what's so crazy? And we say this, me and our friends, the four of us, we will sit down and we'll be like, so how come you can say that to me, but you can't say that to yourself? We love to clock each other's tea. We will clock each other's tea and we hear each other. That's not the thing. The thing is, like, it's not like we're not listening or absorbing the information. I think, you know, we're so in our like early 20s and we are hard-headed also, and we're stubborn. We're big personalities, so we're hearing each other and we know it's wrong. I think we just have to go through the motions to learn the lesson. And you know, it's so easy to tell someone, hey, don't do this, hey, don't do that. I am the first person to tell somebody, girl, you should not be doing that, fuck that nigga, da, 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 da. But when it comes to my shit, like, oh, I'm Dummy McPhee. I'm Dum Dum McQueen.
It's just, and it always is like that. It was like
It's
that for
always like
me.
that.
If there's certain scenarios that we can go back on and trust they will be shared, that I was Miss Dummy Dum Dum Dum, and I'm like, oh my God, like he's so this, he's so that, he's so that, and Amber is like,
I
what?
got
You're not listening because you're not listening because you're not listening,
like
and so
focus.
like focus, you need to focus, and you're not focusing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I feel with Amber right now because I'm just like, what do you not see in the mirror yourself that I see? Because I'm
I
confused.
know.
Because I see a very independent, successful, big booty donkin woman who is so gorgeous and epic that how dare anybody leave her on fucking red?
I know.
Especially after she shared her cookie with you. Why would you do that?
And I can't say that it was like it was bad or anything. Like,
And it doesn't have to be bad. Guess what? Let me tell you something. The best is normally the worst, if you get what I'm saying. The
explain.
best is normally the worst. It takes you through the
Oh,
trenches. You can't have two good things at once, apparently. Like you can't. And
I just
if
feel
you do
like
have that, then please share the
share with
secrets
the
below in the
class. Share with the
comments.
class. Like share with the class. Like tell us more. Like tell us more. Like
Because the best sexual experience I've ever had with a man was a man that took me like this and dragged me down to hell and took me back up and brought me back down. And it was really, really scary. And I still long for him. Not him, his personality, for what's going down in them pants is what I long for. All I'm saying is I understand it,
hmm.
but when we're in the midst of it, it's bitch.
Like bitch. And I think the more that I'm doing like the dating thing, because I really have been pushing myself this year to just like, actually try and like actually get the niggas off hinge to the lunch or the dinner
Like
or the
we're
bedroom.
Lincoln. We're
Right.
Lincoln.
We're actually gonna Lincoln. Um we're actually gonna Abraham Lincoln. Um I just feel like it's so hard for me to be vulnerable because I think in the past I was a very closed off person, and I'm really really working hard on not being closed off and being judgmental. Not that I was like super judgmental, but I definitely had like a things should be this way type shit.
Hmm.
And I'm really working hard on that. And so when I do something and I put myself out there and then I get a reaction like this, I'm going to overreact. And okay, maybe somebody else, if they were in my position, would be like, oh, bitch, like, fuck that nigga, like, on to the next. But I'm just explaining where I'm coming from. And I'm being vulnerable with y'all. Like, I don't really like to tell my business, like, ever. Like, I really don't tell anyone my business except for my close friends. But I'm explaining this because I'm practicing vulnerability and rejection therapy because I hate to be rejected. I don't like that feeling, but no one likes to be rejected.
I think one of the things that I've noticed about you in our friendship is and it's a big difference between the both of us. Like when I get rejected, I internalize it
Mm-hmm.
and I still am curious on why I got rejected, but I don't really say it out loud. I kind of just
Right.
get in my own head about it and I'm like, I just shut down because it's so much going. I'm trying to figure out why this person didn't want me or why this person couldn't love me in this way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all in my head. But with you, you're actively trying to figure it out because you're
Yeah.
like trying to talk through it and understand, well, why is this and why is that?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's something that is detrimental to the both of us because denture because I think it's really not good for the both of us to do that because there's no rhyme or reason why someone rejects you sometimes. Sometimes it just is what it is.
Yeah.
And trying to find out the reason why someone rejected you or didn't want you or didn't not even didn't want you because it's very much possible that they wanted you but didn't treat you in the way that you needed to be treated.
Right.
And so trying to figure that out will drive a person insane.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you're like, I feel crazy. Am I crazy? I feel crazy. And it's not because you are crazy. This is a normal human reaction, wanting to know why someone doesn't like you or wanting to know why you're not good enough for a text back or da 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 da. But it has nothing to do with us. All we can do, especially when I mean, we can admit when we've been acting crazy or whatever, like, oh, yep, I did this, and that's probably why. But
Right.
in this scenario, there's
I
nothing of
don't
the
think I
sort.
acted crazy. And I don't think, honestly,
Hello?
well, that's just a fucking lie.
What?
I have acted crazy in other relationships, I think. I have done things that were, oh, are we going to talk about it? Should we just talk about it?
It's up to you because
Okay, well, I want to be vulnerable. I want to like share this with people because I don't know who's listening and maybe someone else can relate to this or this might like cleanse my soul. I don't know. Like you won't break my soul, nigga. I feel like I am such a solution oriented person. Like to the core of me, I am that. And I just feel like sometimes not everything needs to be solved. And sometimes I use things as solutions and it's not actually solving anything, it's actually making it worse, especially for myself. I.e., I have been in relationships with men where it's like they are not showing me that they want to be with me. They're not showing me. But you know what they will do? They will tell me because they know I want to hear it.
right.
Like
And
the last
words are easy as shit.
words are easy to say, but I'm such an action oriented person. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show up. I'm going to call you. I'm going to check on you. I'm going to help you. I'm going to see what your family needs. I'm going to be that person for you. And they know that. And they are trying to reciprocate that. I think maybe, I don't know, with words, but not action. And I feel like a lot of the time when I'm in relationships with these men, and I'm trying to like, or they're telling me these things, and I'm like, I don't feel it for real because it's not an action. I'm trying to supplement something so it's not a 60-40 or a 20-80 like relationship. And I end up doing something that's out of my character or doing something that's not right for me because
Hmm.
I'm trying to supplement that part so I can keep hold on to this relationship.
Yeah.
I do
It's like,
that.
yeah. And for me, in my relationships, like, I have been that girl. And a certain situation happened, which I don't know if I'm ready to get into it on the podcast,
Right.
but um, a certain situation happened where it was similar to where I knew it wasn't good for me. I knew this person didn't really want me in the way that I wanted them, but I still was up every night worried about them
Mm-hmm.
and just giving them chance after chance after chance.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gave them one chance too much. And all I'm gonna say is I was left for dead, literally. So for me, I have a different perspective on it because of the extreme situation that I was in.
Yeah.
And so I still go back to that. I still go back to giving people chances where there's no chances due anymore. Like you have drained the chances bank. It's empty, it's closed, you're done. And I'm still like, oh, oh. But then it's easy for me to go back to that situation where it was so drastic and so scary that I never want to feel like that again. And so it's very easy for me to cut somebody off at a certain point. Um, and it's still to the average person who's not mentally ill could
Right.
still look at it and be like, that's still too many chances. But for me, I'm doing a really good job because compared to what I used to do, it was really, really bad.
Yeah.
So I think that, and God forbid, I'm not saying that you have to go through, I'm not saying anybody has to go through a really drastic thing to make those changes in your life. But sometimes it gets to that point where you're just so fucking tired of feeling like that
Yeah.
that you won't even let it get to that point. And so I think for Amber, she still has a lot of learning to do when it comes to dating, and she still has a lot of mistakes to make and a lot of, things to go through. And I have to remember that when I'm talking to her because I can get a little harsh when it comes to it. Because for me, like I said before, I see this beautiful person that has an awesome personality and who is doing very much well for themselves. And I don't want anything dragging her down or bringing her down. But then I have to also recognize that she's in a different space
Yeah.
than I am.
Yeah.
So I I've done my mistakes. I've done all that, and I'm still making mistakes. I'm not perfect. That's why I'm not in a fucking relationship right now.
But let's see. Why is being like making mistakes like the end all be all, the equation? Oh, I'm not in a relationship. Because did you hear what you said?
No, and I need to clock that.
You clocked that? Because what does that mean? Like, I feel like no.
Because I'm never gonna stop making mistakes.
Exactly. And
Let's be clear on that. And
yeah,
the one thing that I think is the threshold of me getting into a healthy relationship is me being unapologetically messy in the way, and let me explain this
right.
because it sounds fucked up, but it's really good.
Hmm.
When you are unapologetically you,
Hmm.
which I'm a messy girl. I make mistakes. I'm not messy in the way where I'm talking shit or doing that or that and the third. I mean messy like in the way that I make mistakes. I'm silly. I'm passionate. I go out on a whim sometimes, and sometimes it's not the right decision, but I do it anyways. Being unapologetic about that. So being unapologetically you,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
Right.
So knowing that you have these quirks and knowing that are a little silly when it comes to this, or maybe you stress out about this a little bit more, but that's just you and it's something that you've actively tried to work on.
Hmm.
Knowing that and not bringing it to the table like, oh, I'm sorry that I do this and I'm sorry that I do this and I'm sorry about this. And just being like, this is
Because
me.
you do that. Because you do that.
I
And
do
we don't
that.
only do that in relationships, but like romantic, but you do that in our friend, like in our friendship. Like something will happen and you can tell that I'm like, I need a break or something. And you have to like, I think, of course, apologize if you did something wrong, but
Of
you're like,
course, but
oh, I don't want to disappoint. I'm disappointing that it's not that though. It's not like I'm holding you at gunpoint. It's not that. And you should never feel, I'm not saying that I make you feel, I don't know, but you shouldn't have to feel like I have to, like, you
no, and
know what
that's
I
the thing
mean?
is you don't make me feel like that. I think my
But
past
it's a, yeah,
relationship, I always felt like, oh my God, I don't like honestly, if I'm being true and honest, I said
yeah.
sorry about a lot of things in my past relationships that I was not sorry for.
You
And it
shouldn't have
was
been
the
sorry
reason
for.
I shouldn't have had to be sorry for them.
Mhm.
And so now looking back at that, I'm like, I will never do that again. I will be sorry for hurting someone's feelings and making them feel a certain type of way. I will always take accountability. I'm accountability queen 101. I will take accountability.
Yeah,
But I'm not going to apologize for being me. And
yeah,
I think that's something I did so much in my relationship to keep it together because I felt like if I didn't apologize, he was going to leave me.
right.
God forbid. Fuck. I mean, that he should have left a long time ago.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? And so that's what I mean by being messy is like maybe I should change the word messy. I think it's
No,
just
but
like
it's like
me
you,
being
that's,
me.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, yes, I do things on the whim, but if I'm not hurting anyone or making it an unsafe situation, like that's just me. Like, and I'm not trying to use it. I don't want it to be skewed as I'm using this as an excuse to just do whatever the fuck I want to do.
right,
That's not true. Because there's certain things that I do that I'm like, oh, no, you need to work on that. You need to go to therapy about that. Figure it out.
right.
Figure it out. But I think that the minute that I start feeling, if my partner brings something to me, or a friendship even,
Mhm.
if a friend brings something to me and it's like, hey, this disappointed me, instead of apologizing for my whole being and personality,
Right.
which that's literally what I do, I like apologize for like being on this earth.
Yeah.
I can apologize for upsetting the person and move on, but I don't have to apologize for being me.
And I think our friend group does a good job, or at least in my opinion, for me, if I'm upset with you, one, I will let you know. You will be told. Like, I'm sorry. That's what I do for my friends. Do I do that for every relationship in my life? No. But I will tell my friends. And then if we can talk about it and we can hash it out, we can move on. I feel like we don't bring shit up that is like a sensitive thing because we talked about it and we've moved the fuck on. You know,
Mhm.
we do harp on shit all the time, but I'm saying like, the sensitive things that have really touched a nerve with one another are the things that like we talked about it, we moved on, and that's it. Like that's it. And I think that like I don't know if this is just my opinion, but like us doing that with one another. I don't know if that is like helping you with that, like being so overly apologetic. I don't know.
I
It's
don't know. That's something that I really need to look into and see what would help me with that, because I think what it is I just hate being in uncomfortable situations.
yeah,
And so it makes me extremely uncomfortable to think that I could have hurt my really close friends,
right,
family, or partner's feelings.
right.
It makes me extremely uncomfortable. And it doesn't matter if it's something that I truly believe. Like it's something with strangers, I don't give a fuck. And when it comes to certain things like political beliefs, certain things I do not like,
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
yeah,
But there's other things where I'm like, ooh, like it makes me want to change me because I want to be this better person for my friend, family, and
right,
or partner.
right.
And I think the minute that I start realizing that that's just so unnecessary and nobody's asking me to do that anymore. So I kind of can come out of the fight or flight thing
Mhm.
where one little argument isn't going to end everything.
You know
It's
what
not
though?
going to end everything. Like, what?
This is reminding me of like, I just feel like because you said that, like you are free, well, not free, because they'll always find a way. But to me, like that is the yin to that yang is a narcissistic man. And I feel like you're freeing yourself from those type of men. I hope. And and I feel like, yeah, like you are not going to overcompensate or over coddle or whatever a narcissistic man. I think that's the thing that I've noticed is a lot of the partners that, you have been dealt with have been very narcissistic. They're undiagnosed.
And a word.
They're weird. They're just evil and they don't like women, which I'm like,
Be who
okay, like you don't like
you
women, so don't date a woman. Like,
I've just always been in a place with my relationships where I felt like I either had to apologize for myself or I had to apologize for their behavior. So I'm in a
mhm,
constant state of apologizing. I'm in a constant state of worry.
yeah,
I'm like, just to keep shit afloat. And I'm like, no, I don't want to
irritating.
do that again. Like, and I even like, I don't know. And this, you know what? We've never had a conversation about this specific topic, and I'm happy that we're having it on the podcast because I'm realizing, like, realize. Like, everything's happening. But it's like, I don't know. I think that is a big thing on just how I am the way I am. And
Yeah.
it's translated, and I hate that that's translated into my friendships, but it has. So
But
now
you
that
know what though?
you
We
know,
never, or at least I, I don't, we're human. It's not honest to say that you don't get irritated or upset with your friends. You're telling me you and your friend do not have irritation with one another. Y'all are not really friends. How y'all handle that, how y'all move on from that is what's important. And I think that's something that we both had to learn for real, like as we got older, because one, I think personally for me, I feel like friendship is a very sacred thing. I take it very seriously. And I used to take it too seriously, where I have all these standards for my friends, and it was a lot of pressure for them, and it wasn't fair to them. It wasn't fair of me to ask them. Also, am I holding up my end of the deal? You know what I mean? Like, I think that's something that we had to learn about friendship. And yeah, am happy we had this conversation because you know what? Like, we're always learning something new about each other. And to say that you don't have, like, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I do. It's just that's what friendship
Yeah.
is quite literally always learning new things about each other.
Exactly. That's what I
Like
was.
we talk every day and sometimes we get on the phone and we talk about nothing.
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 Hay
Like we
bells,
just
hay
making
bells, hay bells.
sounds and fucking like it's just but then sometimes we have conversations like this and we learn something new about each other. But you know what? It's funny and I really want to put this on record. How we were first talking about men and how we automatically came to friendship and are feeling healing in
Yeah,
that.
well, okay,
Because
talk about it because listen, the reason, and honestly, in my true opinion, the reason why I have not been such a dater in the past, like honestly, since I was like 19 to like 21, I really wasn't doing shit. Like I really wasn't about that life. I was just like, okay. It was because I had such fulfilling friendships that honestly I didn't see men as anything.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that now my friendships are bullshit or nothing. I'm just saying like I'm growing as a person and I'm seeing more and seeing what I kind of want for my future. And I think a partner would be lovely and I think that would be really cool. But for a really long time, for most of my life, and I will give my mom this, my mom has always told us to prioritize our friendships. She's always told us to pick our friendships wisely. She always told us that we need, my mom and my dad told us that we needed to have black friends. Like my parents implement, and I saw it in the way that my parents deal with their friends. Because I will say one thing about my parents, they go to the
They
end.
don't play about their
They don't
friends.
play about their friends. My dad's friend came over at 7 in the morning yesterday to get his car fixed, and guess who fixed his car? My dad, because they don't play about their friends. Their friends are their family, and I
Mhm.
learned that a lot from them, and I cherish that, and I really like. They don't understand how grateful I am that that's what they instilled in me instead of being boy crazy. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but they showed me with their actions that friendship was so important. So for a long time, of course I'm new to this dating shit. Of course I'm going to act stupid and dumb because for a long time I was so fulfilled by my friends that I couldn't even see past that. I was obsessed. I'm obsessed with my friends. I love my friends. I would do anything for them. I would give them my kidney. Like, bitch, I would kill for you. I would die for you. Like, I'm not kidding. But yeah, so honestly, the fact that we did transition from men to friendship, that's kind of what we always end with, anyways, is because I just feel like we really cherish each other and like see it's so nice to be seen too. It feels good to be seen by
A man could
someone.
never see me
And
like
that's
this.
what I'm saying. Like,
Just I mean, and maybe one day I'll have a dream man and he will be able to see me like this and it'll be awesome and it'll be so cool. But right now it feels like no man on planet Earth, Venus, or Mars could ever see me the way that my friends see me.
yeah,
Period.
yeah. And I don't think right now I'm not comfortable acting the way that I act around my friends around men. Like dead ass, like take down the mask, like all that bullshit, like getting dirty, getting grimy, getting nasty. Like I don't think that a man. Also, I just don't feel like, let's circle it back though. I just don't think men see women as humans. Like, let's talk about let's go back to the conversation. How I saw him in his naked, vulnerable state. And I was like, oh, he's just like a human. Like, he's
He
just,
wasn't thinking none of that.
but did he think that about me? That's what I'm
This is
saying.
what he was thinking. Insert the SpongeBob song. That's what he was fucking thinking.
All that to say, we love our friends. If you are a friend watching this, we love you. We appreciate you supporting us. We love each other. And most importantly, we love ourselves. Okay. So we talked about money. We talked about men. Now it's time to talk about the real topic at hand.
Max F. Ruby.
Let's just say, let's just say, I'm a Ruby apologist.
I hate that so much.
Okay, like guys, well, you explain you go ahead. You go ahead, Max.
Max will always have my heart. Max just wanted to have fun. He was a little boy. It's not his fault that his parents weren't home and that the workload was put on Ruby. She did not have to give him a nasty attitude. Now I hear and I see Ruby. I hear her. I don't see her because I never was put in that older sister position. I'm the
Clock
baby.
it, clock it,
I'm
clock
okay.
it, clock it.
I'm the baby. And so I resonate with Max. He just wanted to have fun. He just wanted to make his cake with his worms and he wanted to eat it too. And Ruby always had a nasty attitude. It's like, yes, Ruby, I so understand where you're coming from. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. So sorry that you had to raise your brother. That's so annoying. And I hate that for you. And that's the reality of a lot of sisters. And I yes, commend y'all for that. However, I feel like Max is looked at as this badass little kid, didn't have any decorum, but he never was allowed to be a kid because Ruby wasn't allowed to be a kid. So it kind of fell onto him. And
Okay.
I love Max. I think he's just a little kid. Okay.
You know, they're both children at the end of the day, but I love how you said he just wanted to be a kid. He just wanted to have fun. Ruby probably wanted to have fun too. Ruby probably wanted to make mud pies and eat worms too. But she couldn't do that because her parents were out smoking and drinking and doing whatever they were doing. They were home taking care of their kids. So
Amber said that Max and Ruby's parents were swingers,
they were swingers.
and
That's
that's
what
why they were never home.
they were never home.
They were on that damn swingers cruise. I know y'all seen it on TikTok.
Mhm.
They were out there fooling and at the Bella Noches when they should have been home.
Caring for
Should
Max
have been
and
home.
for Ruby.
You
No
know
one
what? I
caring for
feel
Ruby.
bad for both of them. Okay, they both were children. They had grandma was the baby. Ruby was the baby and grandma was the baby.
Right.
I was like, where are where's the father in the home? Where's the mother in the home?
And I
So
would be pissed off. I am an older sister. I'm a middle child, first of all, but really I am an older sister at the end of the day. I would be mad as fuck too if I was running around or if I was running around cleaning this goddamn house, making it thick and span. My parents were never home. I'm paying the bills. A single mom who works two jobs, and then my little ass sister or little ass brother came in the house and started rubbing dirt on the walls and eating mud pies in the kitchen. I would be upset too.
I get it, I understand, but here's my thing is she could have just been like, Max, clean that shit up before I beat your ass. That's what worked with me and my siblings. Like they would just have to threaten me and then I would do it.
Now you know damn well that's not true. Yes, I would be irritated too if I was Ruby. Like Ruby's
But like I said before, she could have talked to him in such a way. He would have cleaned it up. Sit down. Okay, I get it. I understand, but I still love Max through and through. That little picture of him standing like this,
I'm happy Max has somebody because Max needs somebody on his team because it wasn't going to be me.
I'll always be on Max's team. We can make a damn mud pie anytime he'd like.
That would irritate me. Like that's nasty.
He's just
You know what? Max is one of those
hungry.
boys. Max is one of those little boys that flips his eyelids.
And do you think that he was making that mud pie just for fun and shits and giggles? No, he was making that mud pie because Ruby was too busy with the housework that her parents left her, that she didn't feed Max his snack. And so he had to go outside and eat worms.
Or he could have came in the house and fixed him a
But
sandwich.
you know what? Ruby always fell for his shenanigans at the end of the episode. She was like, Max.
Because she knew that they were both kids, but who was being the adult for her? So, like, so that's the Max and Ruby special. Hit that
The
like
verdict's
on
still
it.
out on me. I still feel like I'm maxed down.
You can be Max supremacy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Bring out the back swing.
All right, do the list.
We're doing the list. We're doing okay, so last week we did top three that kind of
We could do
describe
because we're
the
doing
list.
M's. We're doing M's. Pick something in the list that has a letter M in it. It doesn't have to start with the letter M, but it can be
Okay.
something with an M in it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay, pull up how.
I have my first one.
Oh, that's quick. Okay, go.
Golden Bear is the chum bucket.
Okay, so there's not really much to give other than what is the Golden Bear? The Golden Bear is a local bar in Sac, and it does indeed give the chum bucket. It's not something you would take your wife or your children to.
Don't
It's
meet your wife or husband there.
You're not going to meet your wife nor your husband there either. In fact, you may meet your worst nightmare there.
Mhm.
Um so I really like that one. Do you want to explain what your lore is with the Golden Bear?
Uh, every time we come to SAC, we're always like, oh, we should try something new. We should do something. We always end up going to the Golden Bear because it's true and it's tried. And, honestly, we always have a good time. Well, we most likely will have a good time. And, you know, I just feel like a lot of arch nemesis were made at the Golden Bear, specifically
Ooh.
men.
Yeah, I mean,
Golden Bear is the chum bucket. It gives off chum bucket vibes. It gives all hail plankton vibes.
yeah, it does. It certainly does. Or my first one is my panties are heavy.
Where's the M in that? Oh my.
My. So
When,
before you go checking somebody else, why don't you check that spelling in that brain?
because when you get one,
Because when you get a brain, if
Huh?
I only had a brain.
okay, sorry.
My panties are heavy, like I said. What do you think that means?
Whatever happened last night when I came home. Oh my God.
Panties are heavy.
Panties are heavy.
Yeah, your panties can be heavy with many different liquids. Let's be clear. But,
Little Billiam. Wait, did you know that Bill is short for William?
right. I've never gotten that. And it's the same thing for Richard.
And
Dick is short for
Yes.
Richard.
Who said that?
I don't.
Who said that?
That's like Paul being short for Jalen. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
I don't know, girl. They just be making shit up on the fly. Like, I don't know.
But Little Billiam. Yes.
Billiam, like Little Billiam. Like, did you guys watch that? Little Bill?
Little Billiam. His full
That
name
was
is
Bill
Billiam.
Cosby. He made that show.
On one of these days, we're gonna have to talk about Fat Albert on here.
Fat Balbert.
Fat Albert.
There should be.
We've been on a tragedy for months. That's mine.
Because we've been on a tragedy for months.
Like,
you was
maybe
not
we can
lying.
be on chill. Like, maybe we can be on chill. Like, can we be on chill? Like, can we be on chill?
We've
We've
been
been
on
on a tragedy for months.
We've been on a tragedy. Like, I really feel that. Like, when you said that.
We've been on a tragedy for, okay, months is the M. I was just.
Oh, I thought we were doing bees. Why did I forget? We've been on a tragedy for months. Like, why can't you agree with me for once? Like, maybe we can be on chill. That can apply to anything in your life.
Like, maybe we can be on chill, I have one.
You say yours.
A steak meal.
What does that equal, though?
A steak meal.
What does that equal to?
A suit coat.
Right.
You put on the suit coat, you're going to get a steak meal, okay? So a steak meal is just like the same entity as it's adjacent to a suit coat. So it's kind of like
that's the same ambiance.
Right, like it's the same vibe. So like a steak meal, like a steak meal, like it's a steak, like a bleach in town, it's a steak meal.
Right. A steak veal. Okay.
A steak and veal.
One.
Go.
My girl wiener is dragging on the ground and getting concrete burn. Wait, actually, you guys tell us who you think said that. Because you're going to be really surprised. Like,
my girl wiener is dragging on the, what does it say?
Concrete burn. Very descriptive.
I'm a little bit disturbed.
Okay, go ahead.
My last one is Cousin Peepo and his meatball sub. Cousin Peepo and his meatball. I don't know where that came from. All I know is that it's in the notes, so it means something to us.
So the question is, who is Cousin Peepo?
And where did he get the meatball sub?
Right. Have you ever had a meatball sub from Subway?
Mm-hmm. I just feel like, where else are you going to get a meatball sub?
You know that, like, maybe Firehouse Subs or somewhere that actually, like, specializes in that.
I don't want to know what's in
feel
those
like,
meatballs.
you know that video of the guy where he's like, have y'all heard about the missing people?
More than 1 million kids come up missing per year. What do y'all think happened to these kids? And every time people come up missing, the more and more people come up missing, the more they release more chicken sandwiches and shit.
The more they come out with meatball sandwiches, the more people go missing. So
Right.
put two and two together.
Right. Like,
they're in Cousin People's meatball sub.
that's how I feel about meatball subs. That's how I feel about meatballs.
I love meatballs. They're
so
good.
A meatball is greedy. Like, why? Why are you mashing up meat in a circle? Like,
several different meats, mind you.
Then y'all put minced onions and bell. I'm like, chill.
And breadcrumbs.
That's pretty.
It's like somebody did the chewing for you,
and you're just eating it. Yuck.
Of that. Remember why you were invited to Moscow?
That's funny as fuck. Remember why you were invited to Moscow? When is Stranger Things coming out?
Girl, I don't know. It's been saying it's been coming out for like 2 years straight. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Well, I think this will round it out. The reason why I put my hair up is because there was an occurrence of a bump, but the bump wasn't giving. There was an occurrence of it. Like, it occurred.
It occurred. Like this, there's an occurrence of a bump.
There's an occurrence of a bump.
But it didn't really make it through. It didn't really travel through the moon bit. And like it didn't get all the way there. Right.
Well, that was the list for this week, and that was the episode. And we're so sorry we had to bare our souls to you again.
But,
every week. So thank you so much for coming through. Obviously socials will be in the description. You can follow me you can follow us on Instagram at Poob and Girk, Poob and Girk, Poob and Girk. Or you can follow me, Ambreezy or Planet Venus.
And me at Jalen Carr.
Hey.
Oh. And like and subscribe, please.
Please. Like, I know that they tell you don't quit your day job, but like,
we kind of did.
I want to buy a meatball sub with my first check. I will buy a
No, listen to this. All the likes in the chat will go to support Max and Ruby's home. We'll send them $5 for every like that you guys put down in the comments. And if you put a red heart in the comments, we'll do $15 for Max and Ruby's Send My Parents Home fund. So really hoping you guys
my parents.
Get my parents to stop swinging fund.org. So yeah, we really hope you guys care about rabbits and Max and Ruby, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.